the moment you see it. There's something different about the 2026 Volvo XC90. Not louder, not flashier, not trying too hard to grab attention, but calm, confident, and quietly powerful. In a world where luxury SUVs often scream for validation with oversized grilles and aggressive lines, the XC90 does the opposite. It doesn't demand your attention. It earns it. And that's exactly where the story begins. Because if you're someone who believes true luxury is about how something makes you feel over time, not just in the first 5 seconds, then you're going to want to stay with me through this. This isn't about hype. This isn't about shock value. This is about how Volvo has refined calm, safety, comfort, and intelligence into something that feels genuinely complete. Before we go deeper, take a second to imagine this. You're driving early in the morning. The road is quiet. The cabin is silent. The light is soft, and everything around you feels controlled and intentional. That's the kind of experience the 2026 XC90 is built to deliver. Not adrenaline, not chaos, control. Volvo has always approached luxury differently. Where other brands chase dominance, Volvo chases balance. And with the 2026 XC90, that philosophy feels more mature than ever. This SUV doesn't try to overwhelm you with features just for the sake of numbers. Instead, everything feels thought through. Every surface, every sound, every interaction feels deliberate. From the outside, the design evolution is subtle but meaningful. The proportions remain familiar, but the lines are cleaner, more refined. The lighting signature is sharper, more modern, yet unmistakably Volvo. There's a sense of restraint here that actually makes the vehicle feel more expensive. It's confident enough to be understated, and that confidence carries straight into the cabin. When you step inside the 2026 XC90, the first thing you notice isn't a screen or a gimmick. It's the atmosphere. The space feels open, calm, and uncluttered. Volvo has leaned even further into Scandinavian design principles: simplicity, warmth, and functionality without excess. Materials matter here. Real textures, soft touch surfaces, natural finishes. Nothing feels plastic or artificial. The seats don't just look comfortable. They feel supportive in a way that makes long drives effortless. Volvo understands that luxury isn't about sinking into something soft. It's about being supported properly over time. And the silence, that's something many people underestimate until they experience it. The 2026 XC90 feels insulated from the outside world in a way that immediately lowers stress. Road noise is reduced. Wind noise is controlled. Even at highway speeds, conversations feel relaxed. Music sounds cleaner. Thoughts feel clearer. This is where Volvo's idea of comfort goes beyond cushions and climate control. It's mental comfort. The feeling that everything is working with you, not demanding your attention. Technology in the XC90 follows the same philosophy. It's there when you need it, invisible when you don't. The interface is intuitive, clean, and responsive without being distracting. You're not fighting menus or learning unnecessary gestures. Everything feels logical. And that matters, because modern luxury isn't about how many features you have. It's about how seamlessly they fit into your life. Safety has always been Volvo's signature, and in the 2026 XC90, it's elevated without being intrusive. The vehicle constantly monitors its surroundings, but it doesn't nag you. It assists when necessary and fades into background when everything is fine. That balance is difficult to achieve, and Volvo does it better than most. The confidence this creates behind the wheel is subtle but powerful. You feel supported, not controlled. You feel informed, not overwhelmed. Driving the XC90 doesn't feel like you're piloting a machine. It feels like the vehicle is adapting to you. Steering is precise but relaxed. Acceleration is smooth, never aggressive. Even when power is available, it's delivered calmly, without drama. This SUV isn't built to prove anything. It's built to carry you through your day effortlessly. There's also a sense of honesty in how Volvo approaches performance. Instead of chasing raw numbers, the focus is on efficiency, balance, and smoothness. The powertrain options are designed to feel refined, responsive, and responsible. You don't feel sudden surges or unpredictable behavior. Everything is predictable, controlled, and smooth. That predictability is part of the luxury. And then there's space. Real space. Not just numbers on a spec sheet, but usable, comfortable space that works for real life. The second row feels generous. The third row is genuinely usable. Storage areas are thoughtfully placed. Nothing feels like an afterthought. Families will appreciate this, but so will anyone who values flexibility. The XC90 adapt to different roles without ever feeling compromised. What makes the 2026 XC90 especially interesting is how it avoids trends that won't age well. There are no overly aggressive design cues that will feel outdated in a few years. No excessive gimmicks that lose charm. Volvo designs with longevity in mind, and it shows. This SUV feels like it will still feel relevant and modern years from now, which is something many competitors struggle with. There's also an emotional aspect that's hard to quantify. The XC90 feels trustworthy. It feels like a vehicle designed by people who care deeply about how it's used, not just how it looks in marketing photos. That trust builds over time, and it's one of the reasons Volvo owners tend to stay loyal. Driving it doesn't create excitement in the traditional sense. It creates ease, and that ease becomes addictive. In a world that constantly pushes faster, louder, and more extreme, the 2026 Volvo XC90 quietly makes a case for something else. That calm is a new luxury. That confidence doesn't need volume. That comfort isn't about excess, but about intention. If you're enjoying this kind of deep, calm breakdown, make sure you like the video. It helps more people find thoughtful content like this. And if you want more long-form, no-hype automotive storytelling, subscribe to the channel, because this story doesn't end here. The 2026 XC90 isn't just an update. It's a refinement of an idea Volvo has been perfecting for years. And in the next part, we'll go deeper into how this SUV feels in daily life, how it handles long drives, how it changes the way you experience time behind the wheel, and why that matters more than any spec sheet ever could. And that idea of refinement becomes even clearer once you start imagining the 2026 Volvo XC90 not as a showroom object, but as something woven into everyday life. Because the real test of any luxury SUV isn't how it looks under bright lights. It's how it feels on an ordinary Tuesday, when you're running late, when the road is busy, when life is noisy, and the car becomes a space where everything slows down again. The XC90 excels in those moments. The way the doors close with solid, reassuring weight sets the tone immediately. It's a small detail, but it signals something important. This vehicle is built to feel secure. Once inside, the cabin creates a sense of separation from the outside world that's hard to describe until you experience it. Traffic noise fades. Sharp edges disappear. Even the pace of your breathing seems to change. Volvo understands that modern drivers are overloaded. Notifications, screen sounds, constant stimulation. It's exhausting. The 2026 XC90 doesn't add to that overload.